The United States Bill of Rights.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion
Or abridging the freedom of speech.
The right of the people to keep and bear arms.
In all of human history, it is found that freedom is the exception, not the norm. The pillars of the American experiment and of the resultant liberty have been a civically moral, educated, and active people. We, the people of Vancouver, Washington's mission is to encourage one another, our families, and our communities in these pursuits, thus reasserting civic ownership of our cities, state, and nation.
Thank you. I'd like to see first kind of a feedback, market research here. If you already know me and you're already going to vote for me, can you raise your hand? Whoa. Look around. That's pretty good. Okay, put your hands down. Thank you. That is really a good sign. Now, not everybody raised your hand, so that makes me really glad that I'm here because I got a little work to do. So let me introduce myself and refresh, because not only for the newcomers, but so that you can spread the word when somebody says, what about this county commissioner race? You will be able to know what to share with them, okay? So here's the scoop. First of all, one basic question. We have two elections. We have the primary in August. The ballots get mailed next month, July 18, which is really coming soon. Okay? And during the primary, we vote by district. So if you are east of the 205, you can vote for me in the primary. Okay? In the general election, everybody votes for everybody, okay? So if you live west of the 205, your day's coming, okay? All right? There's another fellow that I'm also encouraging you to vote for, because like Paul Harris, great legislator, guy that I highly recommend, he knows how difficult it is to be a minority in the state legislature, okay? There are 3 county commissioners, and if Tom Milkey in the 1st district does not get reelected, I'll be like Paul Harris. I'll be a really good guy voting for you in the minority. And so I'll be outvoted quite often unless I can really hold their feet to the fire, and I plan to do that, okay? So here's the scoop. First, you need to know who is this guy, because you want to make sure you have an intelligent vote and that you can share intelligently so people can make wise choices. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. First of all, I'm not a politician. I'm a business guy. Back in 1979, I started a business in my home. My wife is back here. Stand up, Donna. In our home, and she put up with all the different things all over the place. And little by little by little, that business grew. I'm an inventor. I create stuff, and I love to solve problems. It's my favorite thing to do. I love resourcefulness and practicalness and efficiency and thinking outside the box and innovation. And we all have different makeups. I've been gifted with that makeup, so I can't brag on it. The Lord gave it to me, okay? And I've been applying that skill for 30 years now. Well, more than 30 years. That was 1979, okay? Let's say math. The little by little growth has now been grown into a U.S. Digital, which is here in Vancouver, Washington. We have over 100 employees, actually about 120 some employees here. And it is a very healthy company. We design, we manufacture everything right here in Vancouver, a very large building about maybe a quarter mile that way. If you would like to come see the fruit of the beliefs that I have and who I am, come tour and encourage everybody else to come tour. We're set to give you a tour. In other words, see what it's like, okay? So the principles that govern us, which is practicality, resourcefulness, efficiency, innovation, competition, which is a very, very good thing. We focus on making others successful, and they love us. And why would they go anywhere else? Many of these principles that cause us to prosper can be applied in, actually all of them, can be applied universally to the county. Wouldn't that be something if we did that? Would you like that? I think a lot of us would. We have been growing like crazy during the last several years. In fact, throughout our history has growth. You ever see these charts where they have the time versus the thing, and ours is doing this, just a natural way that we grow, and we are very, very healthy. 2 words: prosper and thrive. That's what we've been doing. Now, a couple of years ago, something caused me to move from my current position of just simply focusing on raising our family, running a business, and just the stuff that occupies all the relationships in our lives. And that was enough to keep me busy for full-time, more than full-time. Something caught my attention, and that is that what is happening here to our local government has got my attention, and it's got a lot of your attention, and it's got a lot of our neighbors' attention, and it's causing pain, and it's causing a lot of difficulty. We have, I expect most of us know, people that are out of work, and out of work for a long time. People that have lost their homes, or are losing their homes. All of the fruit that comes from wrong decisions, wrong priorities. Those things, there's people in our community that are hurting. If there ever was a time when people from private industry, people from business who have already gone through the learning curve of making mistakes, and that's what you do when you gain experience running a business, if you've got to the point where you know how those principles work, you know how to make people successful. If there ever was a time when those kind of leaders can step up to the plate and say, hey, community, hey, local government, I'll help, because our community needs help. I've been saying that for about 2 years, and I've been looking for people, and I've been encouraging people, and I've been coaching them, and I've been supporting them, and the Columbian has hated it, and I love it. And I've been looking for somebody for my district in the county. And I've been trying to work with the incumbent, and it hasn't been working. And it hasn't been working, and it hasn't been working. And I've been trying to find somebody to challenge that fellow. And I got elected. Or should I say I got nominated. In fact, just a few days ago, the official Clark County Republican Party has officially endorsed David Madore for Clark County. Which is highly unusual, because normally they don't endorse before the primary. I'm the one that's in good standing, I guess. that helps. So what can somebody do? Well, first of all, 2 people can do a whole lot. One person can ask the right questions and then just watch them have to explain. What are you going to do? If you're a minority, if you're majority, the county commissioner positions, they're not like city council positions. City council positions, all they do is set policy. County commissioner positions are kind of like 3 governors. And it only takes 2 good people to govern the county. And you have direct control of every department head, and you can have much more hands-on than a city council position. So it's a very powerful position, which means you don't want to elect somebody in there that's too young or too inexperienced, because it's going to go to their head, and they're going to be too easy to persuade, and you end up with the same position we're in, the same problem we have in now. People can stay in too long, they can get too entrenched with the wrong principles. So hopefully I've gone through enough experience, and hopefully I've gone through enough, handling enough money, and because the company is growing large enough where it's not going to corrupt me, and it's not going to give me the big head. If ever you think I get the big head, talk to me, okay? All right. What can we do? I have 5 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up here. What can we do? Well, first of all, government does not create jobs, okay? Unless it's public jobs, and that's not the solution. Jim Mueller says if you go into long-term debt, another $1 billion, then you can create more jobs. Well, I can gain weight too. You want to gain weight by fat or muscle? Okay. One takes discipline, one takes indulgence. We don't need indulgence. It takes 8 private jobs to fund 1 public job on average. That's not the solution. What we've been doing, the trend has been to make sure that government grows. The size and the cost grows. Is that the right direction? No, it's the wrong. We're exactly the wrong track. So what we can do is we can create a much more business-friendly environment, which means businesses can prosper, businesses can thrive, and that's where our private jobs come from. And there's an obstacle that local government has been placing in front of businesses. If you want to grow, you want to expand, you want to hire people, it's going to cost you, buddy, and here's your penalties right here. And it's going to be really complicated, and it's going to take a long time, and it turns out to be quite often not worth it. Well, we need to remove all of those barriers. We're not in the 1990s when they could try to control growth. We're the athletes in the hospital now. It's time to feed the athlete and encourage them. We need to do whatever we can to remove those barriers so that we can encourage, help, assist growth. Now, right now, there's kind of a mentality in our local government that says, well, no. They just used to saying no. We can change that so that their job and their reward is to say yes. And they're there to help you. Customer service can improve, efficiency can improve, and cost, rather than growing a little bit slower at a time, cost can go down. And there's one key ingredient to make that happen. And it's the C word, competition. They can have unions, that's okay. I support unions if it's voluntary. And I support unions as long as they welcome competition, that's okay. But right now, we're not welcoming competition. We need to allow volunteers to help, like the suggestion, you want to help take care of your park? Let's not make that against the law. Let's welcome that. Welcome competition. Now, if the unions want to compete, then let them compete, because maybe they'll do better. You got to give them a fair shot. So, I have a website, davidmadore.com. We have signs over here. We make those. Isn't that great? And if you want to volunteer to help make more signs, we can use you. We have magnetic bumper stickers, so it's really easy to take on and off. And share those, not only for yourself, but with others, if you can. And if you can show your support, because this is really, I'm serving for you, not for me. I don't even need the money. I'm not going to live off the money. Okay, I'm going to contribute the money back to our community. Okay, but there is a message, and this needs to be grassroots. And whatever you can do to write a check for this campaign for any amount that says I believe in these principles, I support them, then you'll put those people. You'll send a message to the Columbian that says, hey, I support him too. Okay? If you bumper stickers, all that stuff, yard signs, I support him. So thank you. I appreciate that. I'm happy to serve you. That compassion for our neighbors that you share compels us to serve, right? So let's serve together. Linda? You got it.